and I'm still, getting frustrated. And so the retreat's over. Thank God it was only 3 days. I did actually have some moments of peace in the midst of needing to change the way this person was doing her life. So after the retreat's over, she comes up to me and she said, "Oh, hi, my name is so-and-so." And I said, "Yeah, I recognize, I seen you. I know you." So she said, "I'm so-and-so." And she said, "I didn't want to tell you, but you've been sitting on my bench the whole 3 days." I was just, spirit works with me, right? I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I have been criticizing this person the whole retreat. She said she left it there, she didn't want to use it, but she was allowing me in all of my judgment to just be, oh, look at this sweet woman sitting on my bench. Isn't Spirit amazing? How, it was just this moment of, oh my gosh, Heidi, it's so funny how I can miss the whole thing. My judgments, I can miss the whole thing. But in that moment of that realization of how funny life is and how the universe is set up for my awakening at all times, it was this other just huge reminder of, can I take a break from my judgment? Can I take a moment to recognize it was a fall time that we were meditating, all the nature, and I did at moments. But how we are so responsible for shifting our focus from all the problems to what's really working. And it's a huge experience of getting to know yourself. And so the silence, the meditation, is such an important tool when we're learning how to be able to trust to fall into bliss. And then the next part of this is to take some action, to move toward the whatever it is that is your inspiration. Now, many of us, because, again, we've lived a life with a bowl over our life, we've forgotten what our inspiration is. So who do you think is the most inspired population?
Children.
Children, yes. You can't really watch a child and not feel, oh my gosh, they're feeling pretty happy to be who they are. I want to be a ballerina, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be and it's not the thought of, oh, I'm not good enough, I don't have the money, I'm too old, whatever. They're just living in that sense of bliss. So I have a little clip, if we're going to play it, about, because if you're wondering, what do I love, what am I inspired by, is it going to work? Oh, good. Okay, so we'll see. Remember, you were a child. So, if you start talking about something and you're going like this, it's your passion, all right? I watched Dana, and he was talking to many people who love his mom yesterday, and I started watching him talk about unity. And he's just going, and he's just sitting in his chair. And he said, I don't mean to be giving a sermon, but they're like, well, we're loving it. But the idea is that what is it when you start talking about it, or you get engaged with it? I mean, obviously, Greg's over there playing the guitar, and he finished the song, and he goes, it wasn't really Broadway, but it was. But what I'm saying is, I see this kid in people when they're doing their thing. It's just, and that's what we want. So as we're recognizing these true colors, you can tell musicians. I mean, all of these people love what they do. You love to sing. I saw Brenda yesterday. She was at the desk. And then Dana was telling me about this incredible vocalist that was going to sing, and I said, well, who is that? And he said, Brenda. And I said, I don't think I've met her. And he said, you met her yesterday. And I said, that woman, she was sitting at a desk. So I hadn't seen her up here with all of her moves. And, right? So you can see that this love, these colors that are in us, we have to remember them. And often there's things that we're trying to let go of as we're saying. So when it's not what I like, it's what I love. All right. The thing is that it is often the thing that may show you as you're starting to think about what you love, all the ways that you can't do what you want to do. All right. And so the point is that we have to have support for living in a sense of love. The other way that we can hide out from our bliss is that we can overdo. Sometimes we underdo with this sense of I'm not good enough, and I'm not, or our language or our judgments, and sometimes we can overdo. And we have seen that with our brother in America, Lance Armstrong. that spent a lot of his time getting these medals, and pretty soon the medals meant more than his integrity. And how lost people we can get in this overdoing and this accomplishment, which also doesn't let our true colors shine through. A good example of this was in 1988, a bobsled team came into the Olympics that was from Jamaica, right? And so that bobsled team, people were wondering, how in the heck is a group from Jamaica going to do a bobsled experience? And one of the Olympians came up to his coach the day before and said, I'm so afraid we're not going to win. And it means so much to win because our Jamaican comrades are really wanting us to win. And the coach said, if you're not okay without that medal, you're not going to be okay with that medal. He said, men, it's not that medals honor the men honor the medals. So our journey into falling into bliss, our true colors, are that it is not about the outside, and it's not about feeling bad about ourselves. It's really this place of listening, of taking action, moving toward the thing that is what you love, and also not letting it waiting for the perfect time, all right? Because how many people say, when I have enough money, then I'm going to try this. Or when I feel better about myself, I hear this all the time, then I'm going to get in a relationship. And we're going to be not having money and not in a relationship for a long time if we're waiting for these things. So I'd love to close with a story that was very inspirational to me. There was a town in Enterprise, Alabama, that in 1911, the boll weevil from Mexico came through Texas and got to Alabama. Now, how this boll weevil had MapQuest, I don't know. But it went through Texas and it went to Alabama, and it ate all of the cotton crop. And the people in Enterprise, Alabama were very concerned about how they were going to survive without the cotton. But because their field was cleared out, they decided to plant something else. And they planted peanuts. And the peanuts became, they happened, and as they sold the peanuts, the prosperity of the town grew and grew, and so they recognized what a gift that boll weevil had been. And in the middle of Enterprise, Alabama, there is a statue of a boll weevil. And engraved on that statue is, in profound appreciation of the boll weevil. And what it has done as the herald of prosperity, this monument was erected by the citizens of Enterprise, Coffee County, Alabama. All right? So if part of the idea that I can't take a chance, take a risk, make a change, is that something's standing in my way, remember, we get to celebrate that boll weevil. Yes. And know that as whatever you're moving through on the other side of that is truly your true colors. All right, so we know the wonderful quote that we want to dance like no one's watching, we want to love like we've never been hurt, we want to sing like no one's listening, and we want to live like it's heaven on earth, because it is. So in our song, next song that we're going to sing, which is Raising the Veil, I'd like you to focus on how you can raise that experience between